We've got a Bitcoin alert. TD Ameritrade going full crypto with a new investment. Bob Pisani is at the New York Stock Exchange with the details. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Melissa. TD Ameritrade was one of the first firms to offer approved clients access to Bitcoin futures. Now they're getting deeper into the crypto business. The firm announced on Wednesday it's making an investment in an exchange and clearing organization that will include digital asset futures and spot contracts on one platform. The firm, known as ErisX, offers both Bitcoin, spot, and futures trading, but will also support trading in Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and in Litecoin. High-speed trading company Virtu will also back the crypto exchange. Now, here's what's important. Remember, Bitcoin is down 50% this year, and while trading interest is not as high as it was a year ago, it's surprisingly strong nonetheless. Ameritrade tells me that trades for the crypto ecosystem of equities, options, and Bitcoin futures are just under 5% of Ameritrade's total daily trades. Now, that's down from about 10% in some previous quarters, but that is surprisingly healthy. I'm surprised it's 5%. One final point, by the way, ErisX is not yet functional. It's awaiting final regulatory approval and will likely launch sometime next year. Back to you, Melissa.
All right, Bob. Thanks, Bob Pisani. For more on this, let's bring in TD Ameritrade's Executive Vice President of Trading and Education, Steve Quirk. Steve, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Melissa. I really appreciate it.
So this is going to launch sometime next year. How seamless, if you're a TD Ameritrade customer, is this going to be a seamless experience if I have an account and I want to trade Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin futures?
Yeah, that's where we're working toward. That's what we're working toward. I think the appeal for us is, and Bob brought it up, you have, I would argue, the biggest players in the Bitcoin space from a market-making side, both DRW and Virtu here, and you also have a CBOE here in a partnership along with Next. So you have people that are very well versed in this space, and what we're bringing to the table as a strategic investor and an advisor is a pretty deep understanding of our 11 million plus retail clients and an understanding of what they look for when it comes to a product. So as Bob said, they've been licensed since 2010 as a regulated entity. They're in the process of becoming licensed as a clearing entity as well, which will permit them to be able to actually custody so we can have physical delivery on the futures products.
So obviously, this is you're taking a longer look out because this won't even be up and running for the next year or so. So what does that future hold? What does the trading environment look, do you think, like in a year? And is this really in preparation for the potential launch of Bitcoin ETFs? Yeah,
I think the whole ecosystem, as Bob said, is, it has its ups and downs in terms of volumes. As he said, at previous quarter, it was 10% of our volumes. And remember, our volume is about 750 to 1 million shares. So we're talking about some pretty big numbers with respect to the amount of trades that we're seeing there. But it ebbs and flows along with the price of the cryptos as well. What I think it means going forward is what clients really want is they want access to these markets, but they want them in a regulated manner. So this would be a regulated exchange from head to toe, regulated clearing, regulated exchange, regulated products. And I think that's what our clients are looking for, is access to that. And they want to do it all within their TD Ameritrade account where they have access to all the other asset classes that they trade today.
How much do you think a trade will cost, Steve?
It'll be the exact same. We'll have the same way we rolled out Bitcoin futures. They'd be priced identical to other futures.
Okay. Steve, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of TD Ameritrade. Pete, what do you make of this?
Well, I think it's really interesting, and I like the kind of conservative approach that TD is making to this whole thing, because they're jumping in, but they're not jumping in right this second. They're actually going to build this thing out. And I think he mentions access, and he talks about regulation. Those are so important because people need that. There needs to be some sort of educational process as well. So I think TD is really approaching this the right way.
I would be worried if I were Coinbase. I mean, if this is truly going to be eventually a seamless experience for people who already have TD Ameritrade accounts, that's a lot easier than setting up the Coinbase, transferring the funds, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm not sure, listen, I think Coinbase would tell you that they're happy to have, well-heeled
competition,
competitors
sure,
like this. Okay, when I see a move like this, I see them offering access to what could be an asset class in the future, and that could be security tokens, right? It could be a way that companies now issue equity in a regulated manner, and they need a platform in which to do it. It's going to look kind of like equity, but kind of different, and they want to be there. And to them, I suspect it's a fundamental hedge against their existing business.